Meanwhile, a group supporting freedom of expression is trying to get some banned books back on school shelves across the state. Iowa's News Now reporter Faven Zodu is live in studio with that story tonight.
Mitch, PEN America works on book bans across the country, and they say a law passed in 2023 goes against a student's First Amendment rights and that some of the language in the Iowa Code is vague.
After this piece of legislation went into effect, thousands of books across the state were removed from public schools.
It took the Iowa Board of Education more than a year to create guidelines for the law created when Senate Bill 496 was signed. The bill called for removing any books that included sex acts and required that books be, quote, age appropriate. Casey Mann worked with PEN America to push back against laws they see as book bans across the country. She says Iowa's legislation needs more distinction.
That kind of sweeping ban is true from your kindergarten classrooms through your 12th grade classroom. So without any sort of grade distinction or age distinction, and certainly without any consideration for what would be literary or artistic merits of a book or a piece of a fiction or nonfiction text. Yeah.
Mann is concerned the law could also be a violation of First Amendment rights.
Just restricts of the broader access that individuals have to information, to ideas, to histories, to other, learning about other people's experiences or seeing themselves reflected in literature as well.
Sam Helmick is the president of the American Library Association. They wrote a letter in 2023 asking the Department of Education about the ban when it was first taking effect, asking for clarification. Though the letter didn't get a response, it did create conversations.
This wasn't just the rights of readers in libraries across the schools of Iowa to engage with stories that reflect their own experiences or share experiences outside themselves. There's the reader's rights, right? But there are also the writer's rights. You have a right to speak, to be seen, to be published, and to eradicate my stories or a writer's stories from a space simply because of their orientation or their race or their creed is a violation of the First Amendment.
PEN America is not the only one challenging Senate File 496. Penguin Random House, the Iowa State Education Association, and even authors like John Green are all part of the legal actions. I have reached out to the Iowa Department of Education for a comment on the lawsuit but have not gotten a response. Live in studio, Faven Zodu, Iowa's News Now.